Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We have two equations. One is total revenue and one is total cost. From here, we will find the profit. We will find the value of Q, and we will also find the maximum and minimum. So, sometimes when the question is very complicated, and we will use some methods. One is factorization method and another is quadratic methods. So here we will also use factorization as well as quadratic method. So the profit, we know that profit is equal to total revenue minus total cost. Now putting the value of the total revenue and total cost, so profit will be equal to total revenue is 45 q minus 0.5 q square into, we will write the total cost. So total cost is equal to q cube minus 8 q square plus 57q plus 2. Now we will open the bracket. Profit is equal to 45q minus 0.45 q square. So the minus sign will be multiply with the other sign, so it will be this. Here we have plus, so plus into minus, it will be minus, and q cube minus into minus plus 8 q square minus into plus minus 57 q minus into plus minus 2. Now we will rearrange those value which have capital bigger power. We will write it first. So q square and q cube. One another thing, when the power and base are same, we will add and multiply, we will add them. So here is coefficient is 8 and here is minus zero point 0.5, so it will be equal to 7.5, because from 8 when we are minus 0.5, so it will be equal to 7.5 q square. We have q also, and here we also have q, so it will be equal to 12 minus 12 q. Why it is minus? Because the bigger symbol have minus sign, and we will write 2 at the last. Okay, now we will take the first order derivatives. So first order derivative is divided by tq is equal to, so it will be equal to minus 3 ones are 3 q. So minus, we will deduce 1 minus 1 from 3, so it will be equal to 2. Here we will multiply with this, it will be equal to 15 q minus 1. Okay, and here will be equal to 12. When we have this kind of question, like a square plus b minus c, the first value have square, the second value have power 1, and the last has constant. So then we will use two methods. One method is factorization method, factorization method, and another is quadratic equation. So we have both option. I'm going to solve it through both way. Here is factorization method, and here is we use quadratic equation. For factorization method, like minus 3q square plus 15q and 12. In quadratic equation, this value multiply with this value. So minus into minus, it will be plus. 3 12s are 36. So the extreme value will multiply with each other. It will be equal to 36. In the middle value, this value, we will divide into two factors. When we are adding this value, it will be again equal to 15, and when we are multiplying those two factors, it will be equal to 36. Like we have 3 and 12. 3 and 12 is equal to 15. When we are multiplying these two value, it will be equal to 36. So from 15, I write 3 and 12. When we are adding these two value, it will be equal to 15, and when I want to multiply these two value, it will be equal to 36. Okay, now I can write like this: 3q square on its own place. This 15 will be in two factor, plus 3q plus 12q, and this is the constant will be same in the same place. So now we will take two brackets here. From this value, we will take minus 3q is a common. So what thing is left? Here is left only q, and here is 1 is remaining, but minus 1 is remaining here. From here we will take 12 is a common, because 12 is here, 12 is here. I take plus 12 is a common, so q minus 1 is remaining in the bracket. This is 1. So now q minus 1 is common, so what is remaining? This and this is remaining, so minus 3q plus 12. Now q minus 1 is equal to 0, and this equation is also equal to 0. 3q plus 12 is equal to 0. Now we can find the value of q here, and we will find the value of q here. So q, it will be transferred to this side. Q value is 1. And another, this is we will transfer this value to another side, so it will be equal to plus 3q is equal to 12. So we don't need 3 here, we'll divide 3 and 3. So q is equal to 12 divided by 4, 3, it will be equal to 4. So the value of q is 1 and 4. Now we are going to find this equation, the value of q, through quadratic equation. So here, this is a, this is b, and this is c. The coefficient of a square is equal to a. The coefficient of b square is equal, the coefficient of b is b. So here a is equal to, the coefficient of a q square is minus 3, and the value of b is equal to, okay, now we are, this is the coefficient of a square is minus 3. The coefficient of b, so this is the coefficient of b, we consider it is 15, and the constant is, the value of constant c is equal to minus 12. Now we will use the quadratic equation. So q is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now we will put in the value of this value. So this is the value of b is minus, the value of b is 15, but here we have minus sign, so it will be equal to minus 15. And plus minus is in the formula under root b square is 15 square minus 4 into the value of a is minus 3, the value of c is minus 12 divided by 2 into minus 3. Now we will again write the value of q. Minus 15 is in its own place, plus minus is in the formula under root. So when we take the square of the 15, it will be equal to some value. So the whole value, when we are dividing and multiplying, and we also take the square, so the whole value will be equal to 81, and divide by, it will be equal to 2 multiply minus 3, it will be equal to minus 6 is equal to minus 15 plus minus, when we take the under root of the 81, it will be equal to 9 divided by minus 6. So once we will add with this, divide by 6, and once we will minus this, it will be divided by minus 6. So the value of 8 will be equal to what when we are add with these two value? So it will be equal to minus 15 and minus 9, minus 15 minus 9, it will be equal to 24, minus 24 divided by minus 6. Minus minus will be cancelled with each other, and 24 divided by 6, it will be equal to 4. And another q value, so minus 15 plus 9, it will be equal to minus 6. So minus 6 divided by minus 6, which is equal to, minus we will cancel with each other, 6 divided by 6 is equal to 1. So we have 2q here, one value is 4, one value is 1, and here we also have two value, one is q1 and one is q4. So from both equation, the value of q will be equal. Now we will find maximize and minimize. For maximize and minimize, we will take the second order derivatives. So the equation is like this with us: minus 3q square plus 15q minus 12. We will take the second order derivatives, dq square is equal to, so minus into plus minus, 3 3 2s are 6 q, and here will be 15 q, not q, only 15. Okay, q will be cancelled, and constant we also do not write constant. Now here we have q value will be 1 and the value will be 4. So we will put 1 first, and then we will put 4 first in the q instead of q. So minus 6, first I will write 1 the value of q is 1 plus 15 is equal to, it will be equal to what, minus, it will be equal to minus 6 plus 15. So from this the value of it will be equal to plus 9, and again I will put the value of q is 4. So minus 6, the value of q is 4 plus 15 is in the equation. So it will be equal to minus 24 plus 15. So we have bigger number minus, so it will be equal to minus 9. So minus 9 is the good answer, because this is negative and it will be maximized. And when we put 4, the value of 4 is, the value of q is 4, so it will give a maximum result. When q is 4, it will be maximized. When the value of q is 1, it will be minimized, because the answer is positive, so it will be minimized. So the value of q will be 4. Now we will put the value of q in the profit equation, so it will give the value of the profit. So when we put the value of q here 4, here is also 4, here is also 4, when we are multiplying and adding with each other, so it give us the profit.